motorcycle.
I know, it's what Richard's friend does it as well. But she's got me, and I'm a psychopath with marketing, so I just I got her to put it on there for a tenner, and they fought it out like blood, and they paid 120 quid for it. Because they will. They're idiots. Once they think they've already worked out where they're going to put it in the lounge, after you've already won, they're finished.
No, it's sold, yeah.
Yeah, they'll just fuck each other over. Fucking.
It's like almost pointless.
eBay,
Like,
gamification.
the last car I bought, I felt pretty stupid because I went to look at it and I liked it, and we sat down and talked. I talked with the car salesman, and he knew I was going to pay what he's got, the price he's got on it, because I'm sitting down talking to him.
Oh, we did a different one. When we walked into the car showroom, I said to Mrs. John, just in case it's live, I said we're going to have an argument, and she went, what? And I said, you've been way too excited about this car. I'm never going to get any money off this car, so we're going to have an argument. She went, what about? And I said, we saw another one yesterday. It's black, but it's got an extra 20,000 miles on it, and I prefer that one. It's 200 quid cheaper. And we sat down, and he went, so about the car? And I went, you can stick up your arse, bollocks. We just had an argument in the car showroom. I don't care. I'll do anything for a few hundred quid. We did it. 200 quid off and 50 quid for the car that we was getting rid of.
Great story. Good times. They can hear us, so it's a roll intro.
Yeah, roll it. We're only 2 minutes.
Bonus pre-show, John and
John and Ori at the beginning now.
Yeah.
Look at that. Kick it off with it. I can't hear us. Nah. Like we wouldn't on the show.
We are live. Welcome to the new Ohm Show.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome. Chapter 54. Rick is back with us again, but he's got a different hat on today.
A natural hat.
Well,
I thought it was like a
ModMaker Mods hat.
Yeah, rather than a flesh-coloured swimming cap. I think he was just going.
Yes, Rick's back from ModMaker, but with something different to talk about today later on. ModMaker Mods that we've all been looking at. So yes, there's that, all the usual stuff as well. Sorry we weren't here last week, but there's no sense in overdoing it, is there? You know, we're not machines, etc. So
these days, isn't you?
Yeah.
Well, we knew you were coming. To be fair,
we
knew you were coming on last week or this week, so we were like, we'll wait till Rick's ready and then we'll go. Oh wow! So
it's going to be a belter. It's going to be an absolute belter. John's on 12% beer.
I'm not today. I don't know what it is. What's the game? No, what's Lagunitas? It's quite strong. 6.2. I think he's worse. I've got Life and Death 6.7.
No spoilers. So let's just crack on. Let's crack on. What are you drinking potentially, John? Later on, that'll be interesting. And what are you vaping?
I'm drinking at the moment. I'm drinking Lagunitas, as I said. That was the first one. And actually,
you only drink that because Larry David drinks it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know that. I do like it. I stay away from it because you can't buy it in a fucking can and it annoys the piss out of me. So.
And you can, in our Sainsbury's, they got that. It's common as muck down here.
No, they did, and now they don't. They did have, yeah. See, so
have you Googled it?
Yeah, I did. I was doing it yesterday. I was trying to buy it. Anyway, I like it. You can they do it draft some places.
Yep.
There's an argument to move the percentage down. Idiots, don't do that. It changes the taste of the beer, you morons.
What do you mean there's an argument?
They're trying to. They were approached by Responsible Drinking UK to take it down to 5%.
Fuck off.
Exactly.
What does that even mean? What are they also approaching Bell's whiskey?
Honestly, stuff like that just does my fucking head in. Especially when there's a very local beer made by Adnams, somebody who give it Broadside, which in a bottle is 6.5%, and on the pump it's 4%, and it's like try the beer. It's not as good. It's not the same beer. It's rubbish.
I think even when it is supposedly the exact same recipe, I don't think it tastes the same.
That's what I mean.
Bottle to can to draft anyway.
No.
Some are better
Why?
draft, some are better can, some are better ball.
It's like Elvis by Punk is shit in a bottle, but it's all right. Okay. Anyway, the other thing I've got is Life and Death, which I think has ruined me for other beers. I think it's fantastic. It's my favourite beer.
Oh, this one.
That's the fella. It's so lovely. It's just kind of. I do like that. And I'm vaping. I've got a different one today, but I'm going to go with the same old first. I've got an MVP 5 with a draw 16 on top. With a Rick tip, obviously. I don't use anything else but Rick tips.
A whistle on there.
A whistly tip.
Ah.
Yeah, I only use that's all I use now. Whistles.
And I've got MoMA in there by Casadega.
Theme of modern art.
Wait.
MoMA.
MoMA? No, it's mango, orange, melon, apple.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying about that.
I've got more on the way, don't worry, Rick. I haven't forgotten it. And the other thing I've got, I thought I'd twin it up because they're both on the way. So I've got Mabacco by Casadega in the what's it called? The Flar? Gar? Mar? War?
Oh, the Ha?
The Ha.
Christ.
I was playing with you. On top of the tech mod. I was sent this by Colin, the setup.
Yeah, love the setup.
Yeah.
I had to get rid of. I'm really sorry. I don't know if he's watching. Sasha, he could be angry, but the drip tip is shit. The one that came with the heart, so that's gone already. Can't stand those duffer big tips that are stubby.
You can't win with drip tips. Some people like them, some people don't like them.
You have to kind of almost. I think I've got a big lips, but I can't. I don't want that anywhere near me. You feel like you're doing that. I'm not doing that. Anyway, I've got a Rick tip on there. I just put a whistle tip on it. And it's
Thinking about
Mabacco.
getting a black half for that.
That would look good. I do agree. This Mabacco, do you know, I only clicked today how similar it is to that one. Talking about that one, Coil Vapes have handed in they're done. So if you want to go over to Coil Vapes main site, if you were a big fan of this one when we had it at Just Had Nick, they've thrown in the towel.
Have you definitely not got any, John?
No, I haven't got any.
Because I went on the site and it said you did.
Oh, sorry. No, I don't have any this one. I've got some. No, I've got Sweet Pea.
I'm more worried about your stocking system saying your
I'll
website
check.
saying you have and you.
Well, I'll check live and then get rid of it.
It might just be me not clicking it properly or something.
But anyway, this I never realised how much Mabacco tastes like that one, which was really popular from them. But it's now been made by Casadega, and we've got a restock on the way from Massachusetts of MoMA and Mabacco because I sold them all in 2 days. 2 days. So
wow.
They're back. So I've got 400 bottles of MoMA coming and 200 bottles of Mabacco.
So what's the official review of the Ha, or is it too early?
Too early. I only got it today.
Oh right, okay.
The drip tip can fuck off, but that's my initial assessment.
They're always crap drip tips that come in packets anyway, aren't they?
I don't think I've ever kept one actually. I was thinking about this.
The scrape drip tips, absolute dream.
Yeah, I just realised I was lying because the Origin that came with a it sounds really stupid now, and I've still got it. It's just a brushed stainless steel drip tip, nothing fancy going on. It just works. And I just thought of another one. The EVL drip tips are fucking brilliant.
How are you getting on so far with the mod?
I really like it actually. I really like I've literally had it today. I've only really kind of messed around.
Because you have an Aspire mix, don't you?
I do, and the buttons I was in a different place. So the fire button is here, which is quite good because I always do the same thing. My nails are always grim in the winter because I got a cold fire. I always have to. So what I've done is locked these buttons off, so it won't go up and down. So I can put it in my pocket. But I think it's all right.
Because you've got to use always got to use a different finger with the lower ones.
Yeah. The only thing I will say, what happened to putting plus and minus on these two buttons? Because when I put a new ATI on there earlier, it said plus to keep the resistance, minus to not. I don't know which button's which, you twat.
It's the plus is the higher one, isn't it?
I don't know. Anyway, we got there. Rick, you know the format. You know the format. What's the what have you had for what? No. No. What are you vaping? What are you drinking?
Do you know the format?
I know it a bit. I'm not a
What
master
about
of the format.
No food now. Have you changed it?
We do actually need to know, as a guest host, we do need to know what you had for lunch.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. As long as you don't have to know what I had.
Lunch today, I had a tin of minestrone soup
Out of a can?
and a slice
A
of
tin
bread.
out of a can. Where do you reckon it was?
Literally a can
Yeah.
of minestrone? What brand? What brand?
Heinz minestrone soup.
Christ.
If you're going to have soup, that is the only way to go. I don't really
You
need it.
Well, I did a couple of days before that. We had the plastic container. Those we get those as well
Yeah,
sometimes.
fresh soup.
A Dahl one.
No. They're all water. Honestly, I don't really care about
Heinz
soup.
is all water.
So's that. It's just mainly water.
Look,
in
you
there.
can't knock Heinz tomato soup. It's a staple.
You said you had
But-
minestrone.
Yeah, I did, and so I do prefer.
Your Honour, the witness is being a prick. Tell me what you had.
My dad's partial to a big soup.
Yeah, it's like vomit, isn't it?
Not bad. They're not
It's like
bad.
war rations.
Yeah.
It looks like puke. Yeah,
It's used as puke in movies.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. There's a particular one that's used.
I never ever have soup for anything ever.
Oh. Annie the other couple of weeks ago, she bought a really quite expensive chicken, and just boiled it and made soup out of it.
Oh, fair enough.
Blimey.
Mrs. John does a bugger in heck. Roast squash soup. That's okay, but there's
We have that quite often because we grew squashes in the summer.
there's fuck all water in it though. It's mainly cream.
I mean, how much bread did you have to have with it, though, Rick?
I only had one slice. I'm limiting my.
I bet you were starving by mid-afternoon.
No, I got used to smaller lunch.
He had a couple of donuts.
I have a small.
Job.
I didn't. I have a small breakfast and a small lunch. That's what I have now. So, so that I had soup for lunch. Yeah, and what am I vaping on? I'm vaping on a little squonker with my black currant mix that I make myself. That's all I'm vaping on.
Very nice.
Yeah, I got silver.
You're a one mod man. That looks nice, that one.
Yeah, it's all right. The silver one. I'm going to get some more of that stuff to cut more doors.
Yep.
Yeah, I am really. It just, it works.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I take a tube out with me as well, but it's rare at the moment. I just got what I need, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm vaping. And what am I drinking? Dead Pony Club.
Yeah.
Because it's weaker than other things, and I don't drink much these days.
Yeah. No, it's nice. I still really, really rate it as a session.
Yeah, it's perfect. I like the taste. I like the strength. It doesn't taste piss. It's just good.
There's a lot of pissy session ale. There are some okay ones. There's some alright piss as well.
Yeah, I'm not. You're having a session ale when you've had a decent pint before it.
Oh, that's bad. It tastes like
Well,
soda
You've
water.
always got to go up.
Yeah, you can't do
You
that.
can't go down.
No.
Don't work.
I had one some at the weekend, and I just thought it tastes like soda water. It's horrible.
Yeah. So that's what I'm vaping. That's what I'm drinking. That's what I had for lunch. Richard,
Okie
had
dokie.
any rice lately? Is what I want to know.
Do you know? I've been experimenting with sushi rice.
Oh, I like it. What, yourself? Doing it yourself?
Mm.
Have you got a rice cooker, or are you fucking it up at home?
Only thing is, I don't actually own a pan with a lid. Got a lot of pans.
And no lid?
Don't know where the lids are.
Right. If
So-
you ask Mrs. Richard, I bet she does.
No, she's the same. It's a mystery. So it's a balance a plate over it job. It's fine.
What do you mean? What are you doing? You're making sushi with the sushi rice?
No, I'm experimenting.
With what?
All kinds of cuisine.
Did you just buy some sushi rice? You're a knob. What are you doing with it really?
I had a lasagna with some sushi
I don't believe
rice.
you.
Well, it's true.
Even I don't believe you're doing this.
Oh, Richard took a picture.
You really should.
It's really good because the rice mixes in with the white bit of the lasagna.
The white sauce.
Yeah.
Or the cheese.
Did you? What?
But then I've been working on a red Thai curry as well, and so it's quite nice to have that sort of rice.
No, it isn't.
What do you mean? It doesn't particularly matter.
What do you
does
do?
it?
Do you par cook the rice, or do you cook it completely? Fuck, I hate you. Do you use it?
How you make it that sticky, isn't it? You just cook it, overcook it.
This is what I'm perfecting now. Like so.
You're fucking dead. You're an idiot. What are you doing? He's making cheese flavour rice pudding layered with fucking.
No,
bits.
so first thing you got to do is not put boiling water in.
Yeah.
You have to let it sit in sort of room temperature water for a little bit. Then you bring it up to the boil, but then you let it simmer very gently with ideally a lid on.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit of sitting time as well after. And so I'm just getting all these things right to make the perfect.
No, it doesn't make any sense. Wait, because the perfect is a total fuck up. What is that?
What do you mean?
You're meant to use like rice wine vinegar and stuff, and like and let it cool and use it as sushi. It's not for eating like that.
So it's already sushi rice in the packet. It's from M&S.
What does that mean? It's of course no. Rice
it's
is
sticky.
If
If you do it as it says on the packet, it's sticky, but it takes about 25 minutes.
It is a different type of rice, isn't it? It's got.
Yeah, it's more of a ball than a.
Don't join in, Richard. You're nothing to do with this lasagna rice. What the fuck are you on about? I can't believe Mrs. Richards went, well, lasagna made of rice. Yeah, fine, that makes sense.
Wait, did you have pasta as well as the rice?
She wasn't there.
Did you have pasta as well as the rice, though?
Well, the pasta sheets of a lasagna.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
What the fuck is this? No, I thought it was instead of the pasta. You're such a dick.
It's a Chitalian
Lasagna on one
lasagna.
half of the plate.
Italian.
Sticky rice on the other.
Or is it Japanese, isn't it, sushi?
You're a fucking mental
It's
case.
Italian.
You're a fucking mental case. You're a fucking mental
But
case.
rice works with anything. It's just a.
Oh,
It's
it's so
That's
good.
not rice. That's not rice. It's pudding rice.
It's so good. I've been
basically.
approached by BBC. I'm going on Saturday.
Like, what's it called? Lockdown cunts or something. But this fucking idiot.
Don't knock it till you try it, John. It might be a taste sensation.
No, don't be that person. I don't care. I see these fucking idiots everywhere. Have you ever tried to put pasta in a pot noodle? Have you ever tried me stamping on your fucking head?
Look,
No,
There's already
of course I
pasta in a
haven't.
pot noodle.
I used to make
There's
peanut.
already.
I used to make peanut butter and ketchup sandwiches, and they're wicked.
Yeah, John, you're very close-minded.
Someone said to me today, those samosas I bought in the week, someone said we tried them with ketchup. Oh, I'm going to come around and fuck your mum. What are you talking about? You tried them with ketchup? Fucking dick.
You've got to try these things, John.
You don't. You're a fucking idiot.
Honestly. Well, I'm tempted to have it right now. Now we
I
talking
think
about
Andy
it.
Fairchild's got you. He's got it as Sushanya.
Lasagna. There we go.
This is your new name for your dish.
Anyway, that was a few days ago. It's moved on now. It's a red.
Oh.
It's a red Thai sticky rice situation now.
You're such a dickhead.
Well, it's quite sticky, the rice that comes with Thai.
No. It's
Quite
different.
stodgy, though, and
Yeah, but it's a different grain. You can make sticky rice, and you can use.
I know.
Well,
but
you can use jasmine.
What's transpired is they've been doing it wrong all these years.
You're such a
Richard knows it should be in the lasagna.
he is not up for fusion cooking. This is the prick who orders
4,000
scampi.
years they've been doing
He
it
orders
wrong.
scampi at Pizza Hut. I have
It's
no.
Sushanya is showing you that he's a trailblazer in the
And
Fuck
I am,
me, they're
I am
all
the new
joining in.
Heston Blumenthal.
Derry Murphy's in chat. I use rice in my cottage pie. You don't have to admit you're a fucking idiot. He's on the show. He's under the cameras. We can have him.
That's crazy,
Derry.
Derry. What are you thinking?
Oh, man.
Right.
Back in the room.
This is why we don't talk about food anymore.
Yeah, it is.
Vaping on. This is a permanent setup for me now. The 2021 K Fun with the mix is.
It does look awesome as well.
But it's just because it's only an 18650 regulator. Honestly just love this setup all day while working.
I'm glad you got it because they are the mix for the money is ridiculous.
Yes, thank you very much to Mick. I'm sure he'll be in there somewhere. But
He'll be there.
cheers, Mick, for sending me the mix. The comparisons between that and the Paramore, I think it mainly comes down to looks. There's as many pros for each of them, really. So it's more down to looks and where you want your button and screen and all that sort of stuff. So there we go. There's that. Is that vaping on this beauty? Look at that.
Looks lovely.
We're talking.
Doesn't do camera. This camera does not do it justice.
They don't. I haven't managed to take a good picture of it.
I'm gonna have a go tomorrow.
Yeah.
With the proper camera, but yeah, absolute beautiful ModMaker Illuminati Beta. We'll talk more about these later on with the Haku on top, and the Squape on the Reaver. I'm not happy with this combo because the Squape's too long.
It does actually, yeah.
Yeah, but
you need a side by side for that Scrape, really, don't you?
yes, and I've got one coming, I think. Hopefully, so that's a thing, and that side by side will be coming up in the new section later on. Stay tuned. So that's that. In terms of juices, I've got MoMA, the last of the MoMA.
All right, there's more on the way. Fucking hell, you went through that quick.
Yeah, I decided I did like it at high wattage.
Right, so
changed my mind.
It is good though, but it's really stable and it's clean as
50 watts in 50 watts in the Dead Rabbit. I've just been
I'd say
blasting through it.
that's as clean as Cactus Punch, which is saying
Clean. It's cleaned the coil.
Yeah, it's madness.
The coil is cleaner now.
That is what John Nathan baked. Who makes it? That's what he, out of everything, that's what he's baked.
This coil, it was one of these sort of, done a couple of weeks, but give it a dry burn, rewick it. Right, I'll try MoMA in it. The coil's in better condition now after 30 mil of MoMA than it was when I wicked it up. It genuinely is.
It's the no sugar thing. When you
or is it the fruit thing? Because you see cleaning bottles and they have.
It's no sugar. That's what it is. That's why it's not fucked. That's why the coil's not fucked.
Yeah, it's incredible. The condition of that coil is incredible. So that is that. Juices wise, vaping or drinking on vocation as well. I've got a Heart and Soul, and then I've got a Pride and Joy, and then I've got a Life and Death.
I like all those.
Working my way up, you see.
There was some hate for Heart and Soul, wasn't there?
Heart and Soul is the best gluten free in that I've hands down that I've tried. It's the only gluten free that I genuinely actually like and would have.
What's the rock one? What's the brewery? They do one.
Magic Rock have a. There is not a gluten free on the market that I've tried that's come anywhere close to.
Yeah, I think it's called Utopia or something like that. It's really good.
So yes, very pleased with that. But moving on to the Pride and Joy now. So that's all that. What's in the news, John? Obviously, we weren't here last week, so we missed one major news thing. But you're going to cover it today, aren't you?
I think it's part. Oh yeah, that bollocks. Yeah, I didn't go there. I was just going to do a quick a beer up, really. Hold on 1 second. I was just because it was the Facebook name. Just because we lost the Naomi this week, so I was just going to mention. Chunk. Chunk McDaniel on our Facebook group, whose real name is Charles McDonald, who has been watching the show since Rick was a host, when we did the old show, the Ideal Home show, and has been watching.
Yeah, I remember the name from a long time ago.
And he was always on the Facebook group, and he sadly passed away on Tuesday night of cancer, which he'd been suffering with for some time. But he loved the show and always joined in with the raffles and did everything else. I was saying to someone the other day, why the fuck do I work in an industry where everyone's an ex-fucking smoker? But so sadly he lost the fight on Tuesday, but he was just a really, really funny guy. We had an affinity because we both loved Goonies, and when he ordered from me a couple of times, I put in Goonies labels in his parcels and stuff like that. As I say, he used to join the channel. He was just a really, really nice guy. So I was just going to raise a glass to Chunk, who was a fucking really superb Omi. See you on the side, mate. And into the news.
He was there right from the start, wasn't he? He was like a day one group member.
Day one Omi, and had the vinyls all over his mods as well. Just a nice bloke. We meet some really awesome people in the show. Problem is, you start liking them. Fucking wankers.
Not all of them.
Not giving a shit.
Not all of them.
Yeah, no, not all of them.
Some are complete twats, aren't they?
Yeah, I'll fucking out, yeah. I wouldn't have caught anyone near him. So first, going back to the news, the first thing I've got is the Scum. The Scum wrote something on the 1st of March. This is the reference. I had a choice between the Scum and the Daily Fail. I went with the Scum. Vaping fears. Will e-cigarettes be banned in the UK? I'll answer you now. No.
Well,
No, they wouldn't. We're not America.
I'll read a couple of paragraphs on that bit about it. When America was scrambling to crack down on vaping, the UK embraced electronic cigarettes as a powerful tool to help smokers quit. But what is the state of play now? Is there a move to kick Brits' e-cigarette habit? E-cigarettes are not being banned. What will e-cigarettes be banned in the UK? This is the first question of the article. E-cigarettes will not be banned in the UK. Okay, well, that's the end of the article. I think. But the government will review the tobacco and related products regulations, TRPR, which govern nicotine vaping products by May 20th, 2021. That's actually not true. They've deferred it, so they're not going to. This means looking at all vaping and other nicotine and tobacco regulations to ensure that they are appropriate and help smokers quit, while managing the risk of uptake for never smokers, those who vape despite never puffing on a cigarette. We already know this is really the WHO conference, the WHO conference on vaping, where the WHO, have never ever been an ally of vapers, and they're not now. It's no surprise, but the government posted on the .gov page last week, or the week before, no, last week, sorry, stating that vaping is more effective at getting you to stop smoking than NRT is, which is quite a fucking thing, because you can get
Who
NRT
said that,
on prescription.
sorry?
The government.
right.
It's on their website. Our government. It's on the .gov.co.uk. I put it on the .gov.uk. I actually put the page up. I'll bump it in a little while on our group. So it's a done deal. They're not going to go to the WHO conference and then go, oh no, they're right. It's not going to happen. But we're now in a really odd position, because we don't want vaping to become a medical product. That's a problem. SmithKline Beecham, who are one of the biggest makers of NRT, they own Nicorette, don't they? As far as I know.
No,
It's either Johnson & Johnson. Somebody will tell me in chat. It's either Johnson & Johnson or GlaxoSmithKline. There's now a page on the government website saying their shit is less effective than our shit, which we all knew, but now scientifically proven.
Well, it's something you can't. That's something good about our country, isn't it? You see how corrupt things are in other countries, and how lobbying gets and falsehoods get results, don't they? We do seem to follow some science and some sense.
Yeah. NRT has been bent for nicotine replacement therapy, by the way, for anyone who's struggling. NRT has been a bent thing for so long. It is 5% effective with those who already want to quit. So if you already want to quit and you go on an RT, there is only a 5% chance, or 1 in 20 chance, that it's going to work.
The thing is, even those figures are inflated.
That's scary.
Because a lot of GPs and dentists or whoever, when if you tell them you've quit, they'll put NRT on the form anyway. That literally happened to me. My dentist put NRT on the form when he asked me about the fact that I'd quit, and I asked him to scratch it off.
It's so really that, and also that's.
Well, this is NRT, really, isn't it?
No, because it's not. Because you can't. It's really. I totally agree with you, Rick. But we have to go down.
It could be put under that umbrella, but it never has been.
Because you don't want it to. If it ends up going medical, we're in real problems. We've always pushed against that. And the other thing is, at the moment, it's free. Taxpayers aren't paying for people to quit smoking, which is, incredibly effective. what an amazing thing to do. And it's an incredible thing to do. Vape users in the UK have evolutionized their own products. That's never happened before. No one's ever gone into Weight Watchers and gone, I like it, but listen, right, don't do it like this, do it like that. You want to get an 18650? Yeah, it's never happened. It doesn't cost anybody anything. We all quit. We've all quit for years and years and years and years, and cost the taxpayer no money at all. That's not bad.
We've saved the taxpayer money.
Well, sort of, because we didn't pay any tax. So.
Yeah, but also not being a drain on the NHS when we're a few years older.
Yeah.
Than we are.
It's true, especially because we quit early. If you're going to smoke, keep going till you're like 80, and then you'll get your money back. That's how it works. They don't care as long as you get dead quick.
But even just offsetting it has helped in this time.
Mm.
You know, vapors that would have been taking up beds now aren't.
Yeah,
true. Yeah, lots of people who were going towards COPD. We know we've got members who were getting towards COPD and managed to avoid it. I know lots of people didn't.
How many vapors are there in the UK? Like 6 million, is it?
Something, and they've never got an accurate figure. It's always too low.
That's 6 million people who could have been high risk.
Yeah, agreed.
With the COVID thing.
Yeah.
That weren't. Thanks to
they couldn't stop arguing the toss about it, could they? At the beginning, they were saying, "Oh, vapors are seriously, fuck off." I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, I was actually thinking about this when we were looking at us. Like, we've had people who've caught COVID. We've got 3,500 members on our group alone. People have caught COVID. We've got chat here. I had COVID last year. I was lucky to be unsymptomatic. And there's been other members who've had COVID, but as far as I know, nobody's died, which I think is fantastic. Fingers crossed. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Good for you, vaping, isn't it?
Don't fucking start.
Yeah,
I hate it that when people say that. They go, "It's not good for you." When did I say it was?
Haven't had COVID, haven't had a cough because of this.
I can fly.
You're a bad influence. You've got him being all silly. We're going with the Bloomberg. Now,
Okay.
I added this. I tell you what, let's not go Bloomberg. We'll go last if this time. Sorry, because it's weedy.
Go bra.
No, we're going to go Staffordshire Live, actually.
Go on then.
Okay, I didn't know if you put it on the screen. I couldn't remember. Teenager found collapsed in the street in Melbourne. This is in the UK. Melbourne in the UK.
It did make me double take that actually when you said
Yeah, me too.
Where's Melbourne in the UK then?
In Staffordshire.
Oh.
A teenager was found collapsed in the street after inhaling an unknown substance. The police have said the young person was found passed out in a street close to Queensway around 2:30 p.m. on Sunday. This last Sunday. They'd inhaled an unknown substance from a vaping device and were found by a member of the public in Beach Avenue near the town centre. I think from what I actually kind of messed around and had a look, and they think it was likely. Yeah, you have to do it, I suppose.
It'll have been
spice.
Red Astaire a bit.
Heisenberg.
they think it was likely spice, the illegal drug that was a whatever the fuck. That's what I think it was. I was just going to say, we've talked about loads of stuff on the show. I can actually encompass the other fucking one from the Bloomberg. We've spoken about what caused the US vaping related injuries, which was vitamin E acetate, which was used to thicken preloaded cartridges, which has been in the UK as well. People, especially back then, were using this vitamin E acetate. Whether you're an imbiber of illicit products or not, you do have the information, and so from knobheads like us. So if you know somebody who is buying pre-filled cartridges with weed, do tell them what to look out for and what not to look out for, and whatever else. I mean, it
could have been anything toxic.
Oh, that could have, yeah. It could have been drain cleaner. Fucking hell, yeah.
That's because that was what was so irresponsible a few years ago when that YouTube prankster pretended he'd somehow got helium into a vape. Do you remember?
Yeah.
That's what was so irresponsible, because it put the idea out there of using a vape as a prank.
It jumped off, though, a trend, didn't it? Because there was a guy who had said
And
he'd
that's
created...
that's what, I mean, we're speculating, but that's what looks like has happened here, a prank gone wrong.
Yeah, somebody else had... I remember a few years prior to that, which is still... I've seen the video in the last 6 months, where someone's gone, this is a beer, and they've made it fizzy with helium. That's not how it works. No, there's no helium in that.
Prank.
They've just changed the microphone. They've just changed.
The prank is on the viewer rather than on the people.
It's absolute bollocks. And you just think, don't do this. And that was always my problem, and why the government banned. They banned vitamins in vapes, and they banned caffeine in vapes, which is part of the nicotine regulations in the UK. You can't use caffeine. I've seen that a few times as well. It's got caffeine in it. It doesn't do anything. We've done this. It's really, really boring. Just vape it. Yeah, it's true, Stuart. I agree, but I'm not saying it. That was that one.
Yeah.
Let's go. You just want to put the picture up, don't you?
Yeah.
The Daily Fail. I had to do this because I thought we never do this on the show, but I just thought it was such a scratch for a fucking to make a story out of this is amazing. Married, I don't even know what the fuck this is, by the way. Married at First Sight star. I don't know what Married at First Sight is. Martha Kalifatidis goes braless.
Good effort.
Goes braless in a trendy halter top and puffs on a vape while out with boyfriend Michael Brunelli. It's just such a piece of shit article. Martha was making the most of her weekend as she enjoyed a day out with pals and her boyfriend Michael on Monday. The Married at First Sight star, 32, looked to be having a ball after lunch at Mimi's fine dining restaurant on the beachside Sydney suburb of Coogee.
Coogee.
And it's like, all they were really doing was,
she hasn't got a bra on. Look at that. Look at the nipples. Don't worry about the vape.
Yeah, but that's why she's not wearing one.
Why? Because she's had a vape.
No, because she knows she's going to get papped.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
a full circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to be at 2, sat right on this bench with no bra on. We'll come down.
I like this chap who's with
I
him.
worry about that chap.
He's not even pretending that they're not like being papped. I'll be in it. Be great. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I noticed Martha's not wearing a bra. I will be there. What time? Is there going to be any beards? It's been wearing.
The vape is
will the nips
not
be
a
perked?
thing, is it?
Yeah, the vape, nothing to do with it.
It reminds me of like the 90s when it was just Liz Hurley does anything.
Yeah.
Liz Hurley reads a book in the bar.
I remember when she was kind of getting ready for something and her publisher went, "You wearing a bra tonight, Liz?" She went, "Sorry, what do you mean?"
Will there be cameramen?
I would leave it. I mean, it doesn't feel like a bra night.
I remember Private Eye did an article, and it was something along the lines of such and such a film opens to poor reviews. Liz Hurley, no comment. She wasn't in the film. She has nothing to do with the film. They're just throwing Liz Hurley in there like all the other papers were at the time.
I think my favourite clip of that whole Liz Hurley era was when
Billy Connolly.
Yeah, Billy Connolly.
Yeah.
When he introduced her to tell her to do a prize. She comes on and he goes, "Hey, fucking hell."
I remember that.
Yeah.
All bets are off. We can all pretend we can't see this, but this is fucking mental. I think we should move on to that good man we've got, Rick. I don't want to do the weed thing. I don't care. They basically said, by the way, the vaping weed is worse for you than smoking weed in the Bloomberg. That's what they've come up with.
Yep.
They're talking about it's a percentage, and they're talking about the acetate again. Because if you look at the stats, you're more likely to die vaping it than smoking it. But you're not really vaping it, you're vaping vitamin E acetate.
Yeah, the smoking aspect. Well, we don't want to get too deep into this, do we? But yeah, I mean,
it's on fire. Anything on fire is a bad idea. It's full of carcinogens, and it's definitely going to have.
It's not a great thing.
It's going to have formaldehyde Yeah, it's going to be bad. Don't do it.
You would be better doing it the traditional way, to be honest.
Have a biff, don't shut up, innit?
We've done a drugs reference. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah. Okay, good. Right, so that's that then. That's all the news taken care of.
Yes, Rick's in the hot seat.
Yes. Rick,
Oh,
what's been going on with all this ModMaker malarkey then?
well, I thought it's been a little bit quiet at work, so I've figured I've got parts there. I may as well start making some mods.
Oh.
And now I'm making some mods. That's it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a folly, is it? You're going for it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I've got a laser cutter and I've got a couple of 3D printers on the go constantly. And
Put a link to your new Facebook group in chat. That's going to be the hub, isn't it? That's going to be where things come up available, new stuff shown.
yeah, I'm not going to sell the mods on the site. I try to keep away from directly saying anything about vaping on ModMaker. And I try to say I'm an electronics hobby parts supplier.
Yeah.
So it's kept me in okay with PayPal. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to sell mods on there. I'm just going to do them the old-fashioned way. Speak to me. We'll do it through PayPal. I'll send it as a hobby box. It's not a vaping device.
We're also talking about, just so people have got some sort of glimpse of Rick as well, because he's going to play himself down, so we're not going to allow it. Rick has been the supplier of all the parts for basically, for a lot of the parts for some of your favourite mods and the best mods you've seen in the last sort of like 7 years, 8 years, isn't it now?
Yeah, I think it's 7.
7 years.
7.
If there's anybody who knows what they're doing, it's this man right here, and it is, and it's literally straight from you, and you've bought all the equipment to do this right, and you're making mods that you'd buy, which is the most important thing to do, is to be true to yourself. And
I'm not trying to come out with the next thing or anything like that. I make the mods that I use, and at the moment that is a mech squonker.
Yeah.
I can't see that changing. I still don't think there's a better way to vape than.
The nice thing is nothing's off the table, though, isn't it? Really.
No, nothing is off. No,
Because you're on a bit of a journey, aren't you, with this? Like, because I mean, it was only a few weeks ago that we were looking at these, and really pleased with these, and that's very quickly become this incredible design.
It's basically the same thing, but I've done a lot of processing on the box.
Yeah, because you've got a laser as well.
Yeah, I've got a laser
on the outside.
I had to modify that and worked on that to make it do what I want it to do, and and get creative with the designs. And I've only got one design out at the moment. It's not actually out because I'm redesigning the mod now. Changing a couple of things on it, so we're going to be on version 2 of this Illuminati beta. I don't know if you can see this.
That's the back.
Very nice.
It's but that's what's so exciting and reassuring, that you haven't just thrown it out there. You sent a few betas out,
and he's been wongling on in our fucking ears for months. Fucking lying.
Yeah, but you've had some really good feedback, and you're already prototyping, revising, working out exactly how to.
I sent out one to you and one to Mr. Todd and one to Dave on UKS because he's a good soul. And I got feedback from Mark and you, and I'll be mad not to act on it. So I jumped the gun a bit. I said I was going to do my first sale of the mods before, as I sent out the mods to you guys. I should have waited. It was silly. I was excited. I love this design and I love this mod. I should have waited, so I pulled it, and I'm working on a couple of little points. Only little points. They still work perfectly well, these mods. But there's a couple of little changes I'm going to make to it that will hopefully get the nod from Mr. Todd and Mr. Vic.
Yeah, some really cool ideas, and not just throwing it out, not just doing it like everyone else is doing it, just trying to actually figure it out. And the laser thing, there's so much scope with this lasers thing. Nikino in chat says,
I was just going to say
exactly, yeah.
I would say that was Nicky New, but yeah.
Oh yeah, go okay. Well, I don't know his crazy name.
I liked it. It was good.
Nick Inu, yeah, that makes sense. Nick Inu said, it'd be nice to have a girly one, but you could literally laser a completely fresh design, whatever,
and a different colour as well.
I've got some pink filament, Nicky New, that I'm going to make some slightly more feminine ones with as well. Maybe have some flowers and some Hello Kitties on it and stuff.
Well, what kind of thing? I just asked Nicky New what you asked.
You probably still want skulls, but want them in pink. But yeah, we can do that.
It's endless with the actual lasering. It's endless what you could do. You mean, heaven forbid a new Omsha version or something like that.
Definitely.
Logo or but also with the mod itself, like it's already been mentioned, hasn't it? I know Dean was talking about it. Vaping Biker 21700 version.
There you go.
Yeah, that'll be the next step. Once I've got this design, those couple of points now ironed out, which will be tomorrow when I go in. I've been prototyping all week. I've done 2 other designs and tried them and wasn't quite happy with them. But tomorrow I'll fix all of that and we'll have beta version 2. I'm just calling it a beta because I want people to use them.
Exactly.
That's why.
Yeah.
These aren't well, they're beautiful, but they're not. I don't want them to sit on a shelf and be looked at.
Yeah.
And they're tough. And I'm just pleased I managed to do this with something that I 3D printed because I was paying Shapeways to do Illumide and Illuminide stuff. And I can do it all in-house now. And it's actually better in my mind than that because Illumide always is dyed. It's actually white to start with, and they dye it black if you want black. And it always fades. I've got a mod here that's fade. You have to re-dye it. This doesn't fade, and it's.
I honestly, because I've got these up here, but what you don't see is that I rotate them once a week. I get them out, use them, and things like that in here. I actually think it's really bad, even for a really fancy mod, to not get used. It's actually bad for the mod because if it's a bit of juice there, it'll just sit and rust, or the threads will go a bit funny if you're not constantly putting atties on, and the contacts are going to patina anyway if you just don't do anything. So
we found Richard's OCD side. I will say Nikki in chat has said she first said pink and then said they're very angular, could you make them more curvy? But the thing is you can do whatever you, because you're talking to it's Rick, he can do it basically.
Yeah,
you're 3D printing them however you want to 3D print them. Yeah. You're lasering them however you want to. It's not like it's a set. I
mean, the thing is, the reason this one is square is because it's tiny. I mean, it's no room to. You want curves, it takes up space,
Yeah.
But there's radiuses everywhere. It's comfortable. It's so small it doesn't sit in the ball of your hand because it's so tiddly. It's.
But there's loads of scope for loads of stuff, and we're talking about a totally new venture for Rick and ModMaker Mods.
I want to iron out the issues. They're not really issues, but should I tell you what they're going to be?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah,
there's loads of people. I mean, if you're literally preaching to the converted, but that is what you need to do. So that's good.
Well, like I said,
I think it's good. It shows.
That's what I mean.
Your
Sorry,
to detail,
I mean they're the only fuckers who'll understand.
Yeah, I mean it's an old school squonker. I mean, and this is how they always used to be. I've never had a squonker that had a contact that wasn't just a dimple, and you relied on the flex of the case to give you a little bit of a spring. But Mark Todd realised and showed me he's wrecked one of the wraps on his batteries. He's using 25 hours, and then we're talking fractions of a millimetre, but they're slightly longer than BTC 5As, which is what I've always used.
Or is he using these Molly cell?
That's what he was using. It was a rewrapped. It was a Molly cell 25. Yeah. So I've decided, on his advice, that I should make a sort of dog leg on the contact, so it's got some give and any battery will fit in it. Well, they would have anyway, but you may have had to take the contact out, which is no big thing, and give it a little whack with a hammer if you want it looser, which is what I always used to do anyway, you know.
But those little sort of extra mile changes for you, they make a huge difference. Like, I think in the sort of if you want more people to get them rather than it being really hobbyist, you know.
The other thing is, Rick, you can do that because that's what you do. So it's an open thing. As soon as somebody goes, oh, there's this, and you can go, yeah, I'll change it.
I mean, like I said, I gave out the mods to people who know, Richard and Mr. Todd, and Mark was critical, which is great. It's exactly what I wanted. He said, "Oh, I didn't like that about it," and with good reason, you know. And I've thought, when I actually thought about it, it's never been a problem to me having dimples as a contact because that's just how they are, and that's what I've been using for the last 5 years, you know. But he made a good point, and not everyone wants to take a hammer to a contact if it's too big, if the battery's bigger. And I was like, you're right, completely. I better change that. So I pulled the sale, and I've been working on it this week. Should be finished tomorrow, I believe. I've done prototypes this week, and I know what I need to change on the original.
It's mad. It's mad when you think about it as well, because I wonder if anyone's ever actually brought out a line of mods where they literally worked on every component, because 99% of modders are getting a 510 off someone.
Yeah,
you are actually the maker of that 510 as well. You're actually the maker of those contacts as well. The button, you know.
I resin print the buttons on them.
So that's quite unique in a way as well. It's literally all you, isn't it?
It's always, it is. Every single part except the battery and the atomizer is one of my products. So yeah, it is. But it's the finish that I'm pleased with, not having to go out to outsource the boxes.
Yeah.
So I found the right 3D printing material. I worked out my secret processes to make it not look like it's been 3D printed.
Yeah.
With basically a load of sanding and using the right material. I'm really happy. I don't think it could be any more intricate and more crisp, the markings on it. So you'd never know if you're looking at the outside of this mod that it was 3D printed, because it doesn't bear any resemblance to 3D printing. There's no lines or anything like that on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's good to be able to do it all in house and go through the whole lot, you know.
Ali's asking about a regulated version. I've sort of mentioned before, I never say never.
Absolutely.
You've got
never say never, but I do. How can I say it? I don't want people to break mods and me have to fix them, if that sounds bad.
Yeah,
because
these are virtually indestructible, aren't they?
People break boards, and boards break. People break them and they break. And when they break, you have to fix mods for people. And to be able to service people like that, the price tag would have to be fairly high, knowing it's a 50-50 chance that mod will come back in the next couple of years, you know. Which is why I'm quite keen to stick with mechs, because mechs don't break at all, ever.
Yeah.
You know, these mods will be around forever. They never.
I think I just want to say Frankomizer's made a really good point in chat, which I think he's phrased it better than I did. The ModMaker brand is a selling point for other mod makers. It's got ModMaker stuff. It's good.
That's nice. Thank you.
And now it's not only got ModMaker stuff, it is the ModMaker.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to push any modders
Shut the fuck up! I'm fucking saying it.
I'm not trying to stop modders using ModMaker stuff.
No, neither am I. But I'm just saying, if that's true, if we take that as the truth, that the reason, somebody will say, it's got a ModMaker 510 in it, and this has got this, and this has got that, then it stands to reason that if ModMaker made it as well, it holds that credo with a bit.
Hopefully.
The 510 especially is...
You changed modding. Somebody else mentioned it in chat.
And it's so proven. It's so proven. How many of those are out there? How many do you hear of going bad? Literally.
ModMaker 510? I don't
Exactly.
think
Exactly.
I ever have.
It's
How many have you had
incredible.
machine? How many 510s have you had done? Like a guess.
$250,000.
Fuck it out.
It's
And
exactly.
I haven't had a return where one's been 40.
That's amazing.
There might be the odd one that's got the spring wasn't in there or
spring
something.
might crack or something. But...
Rufus has made a good point as well. How much is the mod?
Oh yeah, how much is this
Right,
one going to be?
The price point on this one, the Illuminati, because of the work involved in prep and finishing, is more expensive than the beta. I may discontinue the beta because it seems pointless.
Yeah.
With all the 4 hours of printing per mod, that's how long it takes.
There's a couple of hours of lasering as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an hour and a half lasering and 4 hours printing, and then there's the prep of polishing and sanding before and after. Another half an hour on top, so you've got 2 hours here in my garage here, and then 4 hours printing at work when the printer decides it's going to do its job properly.
They're famously temperamental, aren't they?
Yeah, I think I may move away from doing plain versions and always.
Yeah.
It seems mad not to have nice designs and people.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the price point on these is going to be £120 plus VAT, if applicable, plus delivery.
So that's 20% at the moment, isn't it?
Well, it works out to be 150 quid if you're in the UK.
Right.
And it also works out to be about 150 quid. It's actually 145 pounds 99 if you're in America, because I ship it using DHL. That's £25, but they don't have to pay VAT.
Yeah.
So it's 120 plus VAT, and plus delivery.
Please stop telling UK vendors off. By the way, if you're watching this and you're in the rest of Europe, please stop telling UK vendors off for the tax you're paying where you are to import stuff, because we didn't do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to name and shame.
I'm not naming and shaming. I don't mind either. I understand that it can be quite surprising for people that they used to get stuff, but a lot of the UK vendors, we've just been through a COVID with everybody else and been through a lockdown, and so have you. And it's a really, really rough time. And some people say it in the right way, and they're very, very polite.
Yeah,
some
but
people don't say it in the right way, and we didn't tax you. That's not our fault.
It's Brexit related, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Brexit related.
Hopefully all this will get smoothed out, but right now it's a tricky time for posting.
I just mean,
stuff and...
just take a breath before you talk to somebody. It's a bit much.
Yeah, I woke up to a pretty shitty message this morning with threats of PayPal claims and stuff. It's like, well, hang on a minute, you didn't pay any VAT to me, so you've already got 20% less. You were charged 20% less, and now you've got to pay that 20% to your customs. It's a pain, but it's the law. Yeah. What can I do?
I just mean, we didn't do it, and it just kind of comes up, and it's just one of those things. So just thought I'd mention it and just give us a break. It's been a really, really fucking arse year. Give us a bit of a heads up, because we've done fucking knackered the shit.
Yeah, that's ModMaker Mods, and more stuff to come. Like I said,
Yeah.
gonna get this design nailed probably tomorrow. Get a couple of protos out to the knowledgeable folk that are going to give me guidance, and then that design will be used again. I think the next mod I'll probably do another mech squonker that'll be a 21700.
Oh, 21700.
Yeah.
Like which is nice. That little extra is nice for mech squonking.
Yeah,
so
it'll just be the same but very slightly bigger,
For the slightly cloudier people.
I just realised now I've got a super powerful computer. I can watch the YouTube bit when I see the new bits on the screen rather than my fucking phone.
Yeah, of course you can. Speaking of which, we should look at some new stuff now. So I'll pull it up and then.
But join the group. Sorry, If you're
I've put a link in the group. I'll put another one in right now in chat. There's a link to the group in chat.
Join the group. I'll do a sale. I'm trying not to do lists.
Don't do lists
Because I don't want the stress of it. I enjoy making mods, and they get my attention because I enjoy it. So I don't really want to have a list 100 long and be under pressure to bang them out. So I'm going to make half a dozen or 10 at the most, probably, and then say, right, we're going to do a sale.
Yeah,
these are available.
Lovely job.
But join the group.
It's so much nicer for the customer as well, because it's actually available. You actually buy it, it actually comes. You're not checking the postman every other week. You know,
it's less stress. I understand why modders have got lists when they've got 100 people that want their mods, and they, you know,
trying to be fair, but it works out terrible.
I'm trying to run ModMaker. I can't give this 100%. It has to be the printers running while I'm doing ModMaker at work, and then a bit at home to make a few mods when I'm going to do a sale. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone just said, "Why is John in black and white?" It's not. It's just, I need to sort out whites. Your lights, mate. Your lights. I can't do it. If I do this, here we go.
Yeah. You could fiddle with your webcam settings.
I don't know,
but not now.
And the saturation up. Saturation, John.
Yeah. Just have a play one evening.
I'll play with myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Here's the new stuff. Obviously, China has returned from their new, very very late. They seem to do it very late, but their New Year thing. And obviously, so as a result of them returning, they are now announcing their new stuff, which is always good. Ultrona have announced, inevitably, Ultrona have now announced their Alieno, as is going to be a stab version. That's very Ultrona always do that. Ultimately,
I did spot it. She popped it up.
Yes, the Ultrona Alieno is now going to be some stab ones. I quite like it. Quite like it. But obviously there'll be a price on those ones as opposed to the normal ones. But not bad at all. So that is that.
You maybe try and go and find settings now. I'm rude. Yes, I didn't hate it. I don't like. Well, it's got some. It's not quite right, is it? That's the problem with it.
I'm not sure about the black button.
That's it. That was what I meant. It's not finished. You know, it's fine.
Should be a metal button to match the tube.
Yes, or I'd gone with a stab button to match it perfectly, but that's not going to happen. So
no, but that's what you get with this kind of thing. I think the actual mod's a winner. I think that's a nice mod.
It reminds me of them.
But it's more of a. It sort of suits what it was already, which is your classic zinc alloy type of mod.
Yeah.
But that's out there. So if you're a big fan, that's a thing. The next one is the Artery Pal 3. So we have had. I've
had some love for the Artery as well when it first came out. I think it's good.
I remember one Vape Fest when every other person seemed to either have a Pico or a Pal. I think it was the original Pal.
I thought it was a good mod.
Yes. So this is the Pal 3. It's sort of going down this AIO route even further. It's kind of billet box shape. It's like a pack of cards, but then unlike billet box, it's got a tank on top, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But a little screen, little regulated screen, looks like a one button.
I don't hate that. I thought I was going to, because it did slip up, and I thought I saw that, and I didn't hate that.
I don't think I'd have the green or the red one.
No, or the pink.
No, or the blue. But the white.
Nicky knew. There you go. Listen, it's curvy, it's pink. Get one.
Yeah. It'll probably. Those HP coils is what people liked about them, and they've still got those in. So
what coils?
HP.
H. I don't hate that. I think it's all right actually.
Yeah.
If you're going down, again, so many pub mods. Fucking hell. Stop bringing out pub mods. We can't get enough.
There definitely needs to be a ceasefire on AIOs, I think.
But yeah.
The next one, I do actually have this. I was going to break it out this evening, but I haven't got around to it. This is the Gruss mod, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, we've already seen the Gruss mod, but it's now coming out as a kit with a sub tank, and it's got an updated board as well. So they've slightly updated the mod, but also now available as a kit with a brand new sub tank. And I do have one here, but I forgot to open it. That was sent to me by Evolution. So If you're a big fan of the Goose, or you were and you never got around to getting it, they've updated the board and
Did they have it ready for Christmas and forget to release it? Why is there a ribbon on the front?
I can't remember. There is a good reason for that.
It isn't an attractive mod, like by anyone's standard. That is fuck ugly.
No, they did a pod tank version where you could use it with a 510 as a normal mod, or you could inset this tank. But then they always did this one as well. It's really big.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't opened it yet, so
it's not got a lot going for it. I don't know why the fuck you'd put it in the middle. It's like a tube mod. It's horrible. That's fucking horrible.
Yeah, not to John's taste. You heard it here first. This
the guy in black and white.
The guy from the past.
Sepia John.
This is new. This is new from iJoy, and it's so new they haven't told us what it's called yet.
I think you're going to say that. I was waiting for it. It hasn't even got a name.
Yeah, I mean, usually they sneak a name out, then you see the pictures later, but they're really teasing us. They're not teasing us with the device, they're teasing us with the name, which is interesting. Unless it's called Captain Link. Because
might be.
It randomly has a hashtag in there. But I don't know. It looks okay. Little regulated mod.
What is it not called the Mod Pod? Because it says a new mod. What's it got to do with the pod? It's a tank.
So
510.
So yes, but the actual tank is a pod tank. So
unless you chuck it.
So they're going down the route of this.
But what do they do when they discontinue it? What are they going to do?
That's why it has the 510 as well. So you can put the tank, you can put the pod in a 510 base, or you can put it in whatever other AIO pod tanky things you got. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, but that's what they've done with this. So yeah, and
because there's so many new tanks and coils and stuff every year, and you just think that's never.
At least it's not built-in battery. At least it's an 18650, or at least an 18650. Oh, it says 21700 on the thing. So there we go. Vaporesso. This is how you tease. You tell us the name. It's the Lux Q, but you don't really show what it actually looks like. So this is a Vaporesso Lux Q. It literally just looks like another flipping pod thing. So not super exciting, but it's coming soon. So we're obliged to tell you. This is an interesting one from BP Mods, who still seem to operate as this sort of semi-high-end outfit. They, rather than constantly pushing out new stuff, they've actually come out with upgrades or accessories for the thing you already have and like, which is nice. So they're now doing like the full clear tank things, the full tanks. So I know there's a lot of people in the group that are Pioneer RTA fans. Mm-hmm. So there's now some new tanks, almost like Bell Cappy, almost, Chris Bell type, or Chris Munn, was it?
Chris Munn, he's still, was it? He's not dead. He's still out there.
No, but I mean, he would never do one for this tank.
No, it's true.
But they have, and so if you're a big fan of that, I think they look quite nice. So if you were a big fan of the,
it's a thing about fuck ugly drip tips at the moment. I can't. It's just drawing my eye. I know exactly, but it just draws my eye though. You just think, oh Christ, the fuck is that?
It seems to be this sort of rule. We seem to have gone back to an old rule that if it's low wattage, it's long drip tip.
Yeah, true. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. There seems to be a set of low wattage tanks at the moment coming out with long. Those were like, people used to use those with pipes, didn't they?
I just found it. I think I bought it off of Fast Tech about 8 years ago.
With the side by sides, come in really handy now.
I just found it in the box.
Chandler tip, we call them these days. They do change the flavour, don't you think?
A little bit less flavour.
Yeah.
A little bit less. If you had a really strong juice, you might probably be all right. It's not bad. You do want to mute the flavour on some juices, don't you? They're pretty rubbish.
I don't think the drip tip makes a fucking blind bit of difference unless it's a foot long. But
none of it's long.
It cools it definitely, but I don't think it does.
I don't think you. I think when you vape on a short drip, that's as short as I'll go really.
Yep.
You do get a little bit of spit back, and you might not even realise you are.
Oh, I know you do.
Flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does give you more flavour.
And a burnt tongue.
If you've got 50 milligram liquid, you notice the spit.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you
that's
don't.
true. This is one of these always pass me by, but I better show it. I don't know how new it is, but it literally said it was new. The new Reload S RTA, which is a cloudy RTA, and apparently it's new. I don't know if I'm right. I think it's quite handsome. I don't know about it, but apparently that's new. So if you're a fan of those guys,
Is this thingy majiggy? What's his name? Reviewer.
which one?
Mike Vapes.
I don't think Reload is. I think Reload is an American design outsourced thing, but I don't think it's actually tied to him.
Put his name to it once.
I think he had something that was a Reload such and such, but it actually wasn't made by Reload.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the
as a promo picture, like of things that you would show off about. It's got, but it's fuck ugly, number one. But looks like naval brass on the bottom, and it looks like naval brass in the AFC as well. And
oh yeah,
I'm not a fan of having brass anywhere near anything inside.
I know what you mean. This
I'm not taking the chance of green ice. Fuck that.
Again, they've always passed me by these things.
They did that, but like, I mean, we're so used to. I remember when the Doge came out and they got a competition, fucking copper cap. Yeah, okay. Kiss my ass. I'm not fucking using that.
I've got a copper and a brass spoon.
Didn't they coat those though?
The brass is fine.
First ones.
Sorry, naval brass is fine. Regular brass is not. And copper is never okay.
Yeah.
No, I would stick with stainless. Always have stuck with stainless.
Just don't want to hurt yourself.
I got the goons because I wanted to collect them. I had brass and copper mixed.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. It's a different thing for us, don't it? We're mental.
Yeah, but you wouldn't buy one now.
No, I don't think I would. No.
This is interesting. This is all the things that do surprise me from the Chinese companies. I'm surprised there's not more of this actual market research on their social media channels. So they've put this thing on their Insta, Vupu, this is by the way, put this thing on their Insta, where they're literally asking, are you bothered by a build station? Would you get a build station? Would you use a build station? They're clearly considering making a build station. That's the right way to do it, isn't it? If they get a load of people going, yeah,
then everyone will fucking make one. If you do it like that.
But at least they're sort of putting it out.
People still use them.
Yeah.
Well, they've had a bit of a resurgence with the BP mods doing one.
I don't use them.
No, you don't. You really don't need to if you've got a regulated mod. But they're a nice to have. They're a nice to have.
Yeah, I will say the one that Richard shown recently. Who did you say it was made by?
BP mods. Yeah.
It's just a lovely thing to have.
I'd
have one.
Nigel's made a couple as well, hasn't he?
When I was getting through loads of atomizers and before when we first started doing
I've got
the home reader then.
Yeah.
I've got 3 Arties to test, like on my desk, and I haven't got a build station for me right now would be perfect. I've got a couple here, but because if I've got it on top of this, I'm trying to set the coiling rods from modmaker.co.uk. I can't .com. Sorry. I have issues. Like I don't want to. If I'm on top of this, it's a bastard because it's too high. If you tip it, it'll go. I built the I built the bra today with the coiling rods because I always use the coiling rods. We never mentioned them, but I always do because it stabilises the thing. I must admit,
I use them every day.
Yeah,
they're just
go and buy some fucking coiling rods from modmaker.com.
Well, that's mad, isn't it? It's mad that these things become furniture.
Yeah, they don't even. I was really pissed off today because I was going, "Where's that fucking coiling rods?" Because I was looking for a screwdriver, and it's never quite long enough, or that bit's never quite long. But I don't need to bother. But I found my coiling rods because Rick sent me 4 when I started.
Oh, good.
We all use them, Rick. We just never tell you about it.
I mean, they're still selling. They go out.
They're really handy. Really handy.
They were what I wanted from a coiling rod, so I made it.
But anyway, I just thought this was a bit just Vupu just going, it's like not so explicitly, but they're just going, would you be interested in one really? I don't have a problem with that.
I don't.
Listen.
I think because I come from it from a liquid point of view, there's nothing worse when I see a liquid manufacturer saying, if I see somebody on Facebook who's a liquid manufacturer saying, what liquid would you buy? I always follow the thread because I fucking love the answers. They're so funny. On a custard with a bit of lemon, and someone will go, with a peach. And
That's
like,
not the same as this.
That's
not the same as this.
I know, but because I have an instant...
This is, do you like apples? Yes or no?
I have an instant reaction to that kind of live asking people. It just does my head.
But even the idea that they could... That's not even the right attitude from a juice company.
It's
You're
when they
supposed
say
to make amazing juice, and whether people go for it or not.
I've got a universal. When anybody asks what you should call any product, I hate that. I hate.
That's how you end up with Boaty McBoatface, isn't it?
Yeah, public opinion on a fucking name. You are off your twat. Stop doing it. Nobody cares. Don't do that. Have a fucking break. And then my favourite one I've seen a few times is all the good words have been used. What the fuck?
We got up. I got corrected on chat. I was referring to the recurve, not the relay.
Green. Oh no! Oh, recurve. Yeah, Mike Vape's recurve.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Recurve when you said reload.
This is the brand new side by side I mentioned earlier. On its flying over on its way to me right now. It's from a new company called Aviator Mods. And it's a cheeky little regulated side by side. It does the same trick as the mix.
It floats.
It does hover, yes, depending on what battery you use. But it has the same trick as the mix. It can be a little dinky thing or side by side. And other than that picture, I know very little about.
I actually don't hate that. I think it's fine. I've never changed my mix that's not in my hand I've never done it to an 18350.
That's really not my bag anymore.
I just don't have
Do you want less battery life? No.
Gonna keep chasing the battery like you're fucking Rambo. No, I'm not really in the mood for that. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
No.
I like the fact they float though. If I want that for it floating.
I do think I might have one of the nicest side-by-side mods available on the market.
Go on, then.
I've shown you. I'm sure I've shown you before.
Yeah, the Herbie.
Infiniome's Aria.
Yeah, it's Herb, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning.
It's beautiful. I mean, we've got to give him a shout, I think, because modders are feeling it. It's tough out there, and I know they're expensive to buy high-end mods these days, but this is absolutely stunning side-by-side mod.
It's about objectivity, isn't it? It's about understanding that you're paying for somebody's time.
He'll spend a week on one mod.
So when somebody says expensive, I always find I don't know what you're talking about. It's understanding.
If someone spends a week on a mod, you're lucky to get it for less than 500, aren't you?
Yeah, you might as well. They might as well get a paper round because it pays better.
Yeah.
That's stunning. But side by side is definitely back. This is the next one off the queue, and a brand new company to keep an eye on, Aviator Mods. I'll hopefully have more to tell you about that next week.
Ooh.
Lost Vape look like they're doing a little a little pod thing. The only thing that caught my eye about this is it actually has adjustable airflow, which I wish more of them did. But we will scroll on past that. Alerted to this next one by, I think it was it Steve in the group? He's just got his hands on the brand new Extramizer V5. This would have passed me by completely if it wasn't for his post, but apparently this is...
Know it Extramizers.
Well, every time you think they're not, suddenly
I gave one away. I had an original one, and I gave it away to Naomi quite a few years ago now.
I think they still have quite a European following.
They're a good atty, yeah.
Yes. We stand by ready to hear more about this from Steve when he gets it. I mean, it's clearly long. It's clearly got the stainless steel wicks. It's clearly very European. Got massively adjustable airflow. It'll have more bits than an IKEA dressing table, won't it? I mean, that's their style, isn't it? Hundreds of bits. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. But that's the new stuff. I'm expecting even more stuff next week as China rolls back into action.
It's starting to get back, isn't it? There's a. I know modding news. I don't know what's happening with Evolve in China. Whether it's because of trade deals and problems, but I haven't had any DNA boards for 3 weeks.
Right.
And when I went to order some, there's an 8 to 10 week delay because they can't get parts for some reason. So I don't know if there's some American trade issue.
So where do you get them sent from Evolve?
Yeah.
And they don't have enough to send you.
Yeah, they can't. They're struggling since for the last 6 months. They've been struggling to get the parts.
It's
that they
probably
need.
tied into the same as that. Apparently, they're having trouble with graphics cards and RAM and all that kind of stuff as well.
Isn't there a silica problem?
Yeah,
I think there is, isn't there?
yeah, but also something that goes in those diodes or whatever that every chip has, every board.
God knows. Don't know.
So yes, so that's a thing. So yeah, that Extramizer might be quite good. We will wait and see. We'll wait and see what everyone in. I think it was Steve. I will wait and see what how he gets on with that. But good to see him still going. It's a blast from the past, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes. So like I say, we expect China to be back in full swing next week. It's mad. It's mad how their New Year works with the whole. Half of their workforce doesn't come back to work.
Well, especially to do.
I
I have to admit, to do the New Year this year was brave. I will say that. I think it was a bit much. Anyway.
Well, we'll never know.
Somebody said we didn't even think about it, which is.
Oh, could have done a mod showcase, couldn't we?
Yeah, somebody said, can we just whistle the theme tune?
There's loads of good stuff going on. I mean, you've got Stuart Liggins, Vape Smarter, who's making stuff. Fine Mods are making. They're both banging out quite a lot of different mods these days. And there's obviously Herbie making some great stuff. The same design, but it's just so perfect. It's just the side by side mod of choice. I think if you're lucky enough to be able to afford or get your hands on one.
I pop on that group maybe once a week and just scroll through. There's always about 6 or 7 new ones on there. Yeah, and it's great. It's really great.
There's still mods being made, a lot less than there used to be, but the quality's there.
To say Frankomizer's just said affecting chip fabrication worldwide. Rufus, worldwide chip shortage. Dairy conductors are in short supply.
There we go. Conductors. That's what I was reaching for.
Right.
But it will sort itself out.
Yeah,
price might go up again.
As long as we don't die in the meanwhile of COVID or, you know.
Have we had you on? When was you last on, Rick?
He was on during lockdown. Had him once in
Are
lockdown.
you excited? Are you excited for the roadmap? The coming out.
Yeah, I think it's fair the way they're doing it. It's about time they did it in stages and gave themselves time to monitor it. They're going to send the kids back to school and then realise it was the kids all along. What happened?
Yeah, because that's what everybody fucking worked out. So you're saying
the high school kids are mingling anyway.
He's saying fourth time lucky. He's saying fourth time lucky, Rick.
Just saying, let's all just stop catching it. I don't think there's anything we can do differently. We are the nation. We are unique the way we are. We're quite free to get away with doing stupid things.
If you've got a cunt government, that will happen. We were going to talk about
China if you want to be told what to do and beaten if you go outside. But we're
that's true. They're the two choices: cunts or communism. Richard, we were going to talk about Saltnik.
Oh yeah, check this out. Right, I did a post this today on the group, just to throw it out there, literally because it was occurring in that moment, and that's what Facebook's all about. I'm genuinely finding with a very strong Nick juice flavour that I'm currently vaping. It really sort of gives me heartburny sort of indigestion thing if I use it too much. And it was very interesting actually. Are you pulling it up on the?
Yeah, I'm trying to
pull it up. It's people's varying experiences with Nick Salt was quite interesting, I thought, on the thread. For the record, in my particular case, and I think some of the ones that we'll come to, I think it's actually just that I'm not really used to such high Nick anymore. I think the fact that it's, in my particular case, the fact that it's salt is kind of irrelevant. I'm used to 3, 4, 5 mg, and this is 25, and I think I'm just not used to it anymore.
Fuck.
So it's causing me a bit of that. I don't actually think it's that much to do with the fact it's salt, but there's loads of comments from people saying tried it, didn't like it, got upset tummy and that sort of stuff. It is worth remembering that nicotine does cause all these things as well. Nicotine can still cause indigestion. It always has, whether it's freebase or salt.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's what's it called? Diuretic.
It is diuretic.
Nicotine is a diuretic as well, and that's in either form again.
I've got it now.
John, you were gonna tell us about the benzoic thing as well, though.
So, some people just naturally are allergic. I would say a lot of. Let me go through 3 main points really, really fast. One of them you've already pointed out. So both of these mods have got 50 milligram in them. Right, you need to vape differently if you vape nicotine salt. You just do. However you want me to say that, tough shit, because that's the way it is. If you're going to sub nicotine salt, especially at 20 and over, you're going to have to do it differently, because you're going to get nothing by doing what you're doing right now with freebase, which is taking it in and blowing it out. That's not how it works. Yeah. It won't work at all. You need to take it and hold it. So whenever you can go back through the whole fucking show if you want. Whenever I take a drag, I do this. Hold. You can feel the hit. Blow it out. Because there's a second where the catalyst goes, where it kind of hits your mucous membrane, which is where you're inhaling stuff, especially with nicotine salt. It's not really in your lungs at all. Lots of people are huffing huge amounts of nicotine, like 20 milligram, and it hits like a 3 milligram freebase, and so they just huffing it, and that will give you the shits, which is what is giving people the shits as well. If you just huffing it, you will just get the shits. Secondly, some people are allergic to benzoic acid. So benzoic acid is in toothpaste. It's in things like Skittles. Are
you saying you can vape toothpaste?
You probably. I mean, we know some twat vape spunk, so you probably can do that. Yeah.
That could have been in that, kids.
Benzoic acid is cleared by the FDA and cleared by the UK Foods Agency as being inert. Effectively, it doesn't do anything at all. But it can cause a reaction. You're going to see people in chat who will join in. I know Stuart mentioned it. But benzoic acid isn't your only choice in nicotine salt.
I think that's the important bit. A lot of people don't know that.
Do your research. It is not the only acid that will be. So the reason benzoic acid is in there is because if you were just inhaling nicotine salts, it wouldn't hit. You'd get nothing. It wouldn't enter your bloodstream at all. Benzoic acid is almost the handshake that lets the whole thing work. Yeah, it kind of lets the whole thing work. It says to your mucous membrane, listen up, we're gonna I smacked the mic as well. Listen up, we're gonna go, and let's it all in. And what was the other thing? What the other thing was? Oh no, it was sorry, that is the 3 things. You need to vape differently. You need to hold it because you need that reaction to go off. I don't don't sell 20 milligram or below in nicotine salt because I actually think it's wholly pointless. I understand that it's for sale in the UK, but I don't believe in it, and I think it doesn't. Nicotine salt is there to reduce the volume of nicotine you vape. So I vape about 2 mil a day because I'm on 50 milligram. That's what it's for. That's why it exists. The tank on this is about, I think it's 2 mil or 2.4 mil in the VAR 16. I don't finish tank generally in the day. That's why it exists. You can change, but you don't have to use benzoic acid. There are others. You could just type into Google non-benzoic acid.
You could just buy freebase.
You can buy freebase as well. The other thing that a lot of people don't realise is there's no legal problem with you buying nicotine salts from the US. If you find a price that you like and you know always include the customs charge. Customs is 20% because you're going to pay VAT as it comes in, and you're going to pay a higher handling charge. It might skip through, but it might not. So take that into consideration when you buy it. Nicotine salts work. They just do. They are.
Yeah.
I know some people don't get on with it, and I know they might give some people heart. The heartburn thing could be so many things. It's not even worth talking. Like, it's so difficult to say. One of the most prolific allergies there is vanilla, which loads of people don't know they're allergic to vanilla, which I've found so many times. As a liquid man, as a liquid seller, lots of people. Vanilla, I'll give you some very popular allergies that people don't know they've got. Vanilla, real vanilla. Cinnamon, lots of people don't know they're allergic to cinnamon. And raspberry as well is the other one that lots of people don't know they're allergic to.
So some of these comments.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Let's go to the comments. You're the worst reviewer ever. That was Sasha.
Yeah. Cheers, Sasha.
Mark Selby said, never had heartburn from it, but after exhaling, I always find it difficult to inhale fresh air afterwards. That's just your mucous membrane reacting.
You seem really on the defensive.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind either way, whichever anybody wants to do. I was just going with against the.
It is funny. It's interesting with some of these. Like Dean Feeney says, headaches and feeling a bit crap. Again, that's probably the nick.
Could be over neck, yeah.
Or it could be that you don't like the way that it reacts, because it reacts so.
Yeah, it is very
Freebase is so much slower than Salt Nick is really, really fast. Hits your bloodstream really, really fast. Sorry if I sound like I was on the defensive. I didn't mean to. I was just.
It's popular, and look at the popularity.
We don't sell it.
Look at the popularity
of
Juul.
Yeah,
it works for a lot of people.
I totally get. Otto has said it makes me cough, and that is that thing. Is the nicotine hit? Instant nicotine hit can make people cough straight instantly.
I think Tim makes a good point with the finding the right brand. He's found one. I think he says Zeus, but he's found that one's fine. He's had some ones that didn't like, but he's managed to find some salt ones that seem fine with him, because they all do have their own different
catalyst.
Yeah, but recipe almost of how much acid, how much, they all seem to have come to their own. So it is trial and error a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Tim made a good point before as well. Well, kind of inadvertently, he put "makes me hungry," or at least it used to. Not so much now. I use it every day. But that is not that at all. Is that nicotine is an appetite suppressant, and it goes into your system so fast, it does leave at the same rate. It's used up and gets recycled and it's out of your system. So you do feel like it's like a fag. That's why ex-smokers generally, it used to be that people who quit smoking got fat because they weren't on nicotine anymore. So if you feel like you're hungry when you're not, but that's what it can do to you. It's just a trick because it's an appetite suppressant, and so once you vaped it, it's gone. Tony Mason gave me chest pain. Never got on with it either. Same thing. It's the nicotine hitting your bloodstream really, really fast, and it can definitely give you palpitations. If that happens, desist immediately. Exactly the same as I've had that with people who vape freebase, but it's less frequent.
Yeah.
You can, if you get that is a sign of over nicking yourself. Is palpitations.
Ashley says bad wind, and again, that's more probably the nick.
Yeah, I had bad wind in the shits. I've heard about it. So the only thing just I think sell is freebase, and it is definitely an easier thing to mess around with. No, definitely. If I was a new vapor, I would freebase all the way. John Norris tried it once. I went to school with him. He was an annoying little turd.
Nick Salt.
Yeah, it was good. Mick Blizzard was good. I never tried it. Move on. And that's really, but that is quite a good point. If you're good with what you've got, fuck it. Then don't move. Do not change what you're doing.
I think the main selling point for Nick Salts when it came along was when the government decided to drop it down to 20 milligram shots, wasn't it?
I'd go the other way around because you get no hit from 20.
I remember when it first came out, the main thing they were saying was the lack of throat hit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like about. I just know how to control PG to give me the throat hit I desire.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I know how to control nick salts for the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's the only thing I've used for 3
You
years.
need higher nick level than most. That's why. It's
So
good for you.
in freebase, I use 12, and the equivalent hit is 50 in nick salt. It just is. But I also know that you have to put it down. If I sat here, if anybody goes back and watches all the shows, you'd be absolutely bored out of your mind. I don't vape anywhere near as much as anybody else most of the time because there's shitloads of nicotine in there, so I don't need to.
It's harder for you to get to your desired milligram with the 20 milligram shots, isn't it? If you're mixing a concentrate and some PG or some VG.
Well, it's impossible. With nick salt, you can't do it. There's no mass.
I mean, how would you make a 12 milligram?
6 shots. I can do that. I do it. I'll be doing what we said.
Diluting half the bottle.
No, because that's why
No,
just
you would
that
have
nick
to
is
do
just
a
that
larger
nick.
amount to...
This is whoa. That is why just that nick is just that nick, because you get the 12 milligram, you get exactly the same flavour as the guy who's got the other thing. I don't do short fills because of that reason, because you've nailed it. It's pointless. I get sent short fills all the time. They're unusable for me because it would taste of fuck all. So I don't do that.
You would fill it up with the low 20 milligram.
Yeah, but if you do a 12 milligram kit on
That's
just
my point is why nick salts is good for somebody who wants to vape higher nick.
Yeah, so I would say but it's sort of backwards thinking because you'd end up with 4 milligram of nick salt. It won't do anything. Well, you'd end up with you would. Yeah, in a short fill, you'd end up with 4 milligram. It won't do anything. But it won't taste of shit.
You have to tip half of it away and fill it up with nick, wouldn't you?
And they would taste of nothing. That's why just add nick.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying you can use a higher nicotine level nick salt.
It still doesn't even work. That's why I don't even use short fills because there's just not enough room. It don't even work. Even when you got 100 milligram, won't work.
So you get your nick salt in VG, I believe.
Yeah,
I got some off you. So you're right. You're not really diluting. You're not chucking loads of PG into a bottle and a little bit of flavouring after.
No, I do it. So I do everything at 20% because I only ever use flavours from justadnick.org.uk, and they are 50 milligram. But there's nothing stopping any. But that's kind of the hint I made earlier. It isn't illegal to buy anything from the US as a UK consumer. Do what you like.
So there's a few. I mean, if you're desperate to sort of get into that, there's actually more to it than you think in terms of you can get from abroad, even though you can't get here. It's to do with this whole acid thing, but you can, like John says, actually get ones without that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a catalyst.
So
there's others that work.
If you're really keen to get on board with it, but what you've experimented with hasn't gone well, then it's still a possibility. But if you're happy with what you've got, crack on. Definitely
don't change it. The Devil Bay Vapor in chat said, nick salt to me was more of a chest hit than the throat hit. That's kind of true, especially if you long hit it, that'll happen.
Yeah,
because you're
that's
dragging
what
it all the way down.
Well. That's what I found.
You're really going to find that there's a struggle. Isn't 20 milligram an easier target for manufacturers to hit with nick salt than freebase? It is in the UK, but it doesn't make any difference because I was thinking about this earlier. So 12 milligram in a bottle is actually 1.2%. So you need to think of nicotine itself as a dilutant as 1,000 milligram, not 100. We fuck ourselves up because of a stupid.
Yeah, I remember going for all of that years ago.
Lots of people are like 72 milligram is not. It's 7.2.
Yeah,
it's fucking
per 1,000. Yeah, they should have always been clearer on juice bottles how much nicotine is actually in there. Not
there was all
3 milligram per 1,000.
Yeah.
Oddly, the milligram on the pack of a cigarette, in a packet of cigarettes is per 1,000, and on our bottles is per 100. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You need to make it clear. So on a pack of Benson Hedges or something, it says 1.3 milligram, but it doesn't mean that. It means it says 1. Yeah, it says 1, but it actually means 13%. Yeah, but 13 milligram is fucking stupid.
So anyway, John, any Just Add Nick news before we wrap up?
We've got MoMA on the way and Mabako on the way, and they should be here early next week. Let me just say, I'm not going to go. It's going to be really, really close, and I'll explain this after the show to other people. And there isn't just me in the UK or just only just at nick.org.uk, who sells Casadega liquids in the UK. That there is, because there's only one company that buys it from John Nathan in Massachusetts, and the other one might not be what you think it is, but they've got the label.
Okay,
That's
okay, that's fair
They'll
enough.
understand it if they understand it. If they don't, they don't.
Cease and desist.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
But we've got the two newest flavors, Moma and Mabacco. I fucked up. I should have ordered a lot more than I did because I didn't know how good it was, and it has absolutely gone crazy. Moma is
That's
huge.
okay. People will be all over that.
Yeah, I hopefully will.
Are you including any treats at the moment, or have you run out?
There's more treats coming tomorrow, and they'll be going out.
Have you done whistle lollies yet?
I've done whistle lollies. I'll do more whistle lollies, Richard. I'll get some.
Very good. And don't forget, obviously, if I've still got it, I'll put it in one more time. The ModMaker Mods Facebook group. That's where Rick's going to be doing this. It's kind of just a labour of love, really, isn't it, Rick?
Really? Yeah. Well, yeah. It's.
But it's.
I don't spend enough time in the shed. I've got a shed full of tools that I vowed never to spend £1,000 on a mod, and to spend. So I've spent £2,000 on equipment.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly the same as me, but with cameras.
I never made a mod as good as that. There you go. But I do enjoy a tinker in the shed, like a lot of us do, especially in these times. You know, quieter at work and stuck at home more. It's nice to have a few hours out in the shed and make some mods. And these are actually quite quick to make. They're pretty automated, like I said, 3D printed. Then it's just some sanding and some computer work to get the design working on it. So but it's nice. And then feedback's been great as well. I mean, I've just sent about 20 mods out so far, and everyone loves them. You know, they're basic mods that will last forever, you know, and won't ever break, you know.
Yep,
So
absolutely. So get involved. It's literally the origins. It's the beginning of ModMaker Mods, really. So jump on now. So yeah, thanks for coming on, Rick, and thanks to everyone for watching.
Thank you very much, Rick. Love you.
See you next week.
They're fucking awesome.
See you next week.
See everyone. Bye. I'm on Instagram as well, Frank. Are we done?